Hey guys, it's FallenDice and welcome to episode 20 of FallenDice Plays Better Than BuildCraft. Um, so just getting done with two big old long trek episodes. Found our jungle, found our mushroom. No luck yet on a village, but I'm holding out hope that there's one around. All I went is that direction. I mean, there's still lots of other directions to check. There's got to be one somewhat close, but I'll find it eventually. But today, today we are going to get back to building. And what I want to build today is I want to build a breeding machine for my mushrooms and my cows. And why is my mushroom out? I, do I have another one? Did number 5 make it back of it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, maybe I bred them in the calves. I don't remember 6 making it back with me. Well, it's been a little bit since I recorded this, but I should probably go grab some wheat, breed those. But yeah, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through, we're going to chop all these trees down, because I will need a bit of lumber. And I've got my cool little jungle saplings here, so we're going to plant a couple of those, chop them down, because as we haven't yet upgraded to 1.2.4 in Better Than BuildCraft, means I still get the same colored planks. So as long as I turn these guys into planks before before they upgrade, it'll all be the same color wood. So I'll take advantage of that while I can, and the fact that the timber mod I can take down a jungle tree in one. Man, again, I have to look into this. I can't find any spots that are 7, but I'll keep finding like this random mob down in here. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. So yeah, we'll get some wood. I'm gonna probably have to do a little more terraforming, leveling back there, make some room for this, and then I also have to do a little theorizing. I'm gonna go back and watch Bathasay's video for when he was designing his to kind of get an idea as far as the theory behind it, and then I'll try and throw something together myself to kind of what he did, but again, like I said, we'll try and see if I can find a way to do it differently, do it my way, and then hopefully we can start building on something. Once I get the breeding facility done, then I'll have to look into adding the automatic wheat farm on top of it. Did I see a spider? I did. What on earth? Another spider. I'm getting all kinds of mobs up in here now. I really am going to have to look into this, go block by block, checking to see what the light level is. But yeah, so that's the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these trees down, and then we'll go ahead, I'll pop back in when I plant my first sapling, or my first jungle sapling, and we'll cut a couple of those down, and then we'll start making room for our facility. Alright, so we got our normal trees gone, so we'll go ahead and grow a couple of these big ones. And then, of course, we'll have to give it time to for the leaves to decay, so I can get some more saplings off of them. That would be the ultimate, because right now all I have is enough to make 3 of these. So it's okay. First try. Nice, nice. Thinking I might actually end up wasting some bone meal, but there we go. 3 beautiful jungle trees. And now the fun part. Instant wood. Let's see, none right now. How much does 1 jungle tree give me? Wow, it's over a stack. That's it for now. I am going to, like I said, I'm gonna level it out to here. I'm gonna eat into that mountain there. Don't know exactly how large I need to make this, but definitely I need more space. So, alright, well, I'll be back in a few. Alright, so we got a bit of a progress update here. Um, Went ahead and took down that little pile of rocks that was right there, and I decided I'll go this way to the left instead of trying to dig out this entire side of the mountain, just because it just seemed like a lot of unnecessary work, and I think I can get more than enough room that I need here. So I've already started going through and clearing out, slowly but surely. I guess I should go cover that. I got a big old pile of lava because one thing I don't need right now is cobble and dirt, so it's just clogging my inventory. So, got a little incinerator over there. But, yep, that's where we are. I'm going to continue on leveling here, and I'll be back. Well, it would appear I got a little terraforming crazy. I got rid of that little bit of land that was over there to the right. So now it kind of takes away that. And I didn't mind having land there, but it was just the way it was because I kind of had to take it off so abruptly. It didn't really fit, you know. So now, I can see up into my farms up at the cabin area. And now we'll head over here. And you can see it from the mini-map, it's pretty level. I haven't gone through and taken out the stone yet because a lot of it's going to end up getting covered and replaced with, wooden planks or whatever. So I figure I might as well just leave what's there for now. And that way when it comes down, I don't have to, double work. So here's where our farms are going to go. Farms. I haven't quite found out how, or decided or found. I don't know how big it's going to be yet. So I don't know if I need to go super long and wide and take up this whole space for it, or if I can do it maybe from like there to there and be able to put in my sheep facilities as well over here. This entire section is where I plan on having my livestock. So whether it be the cows or the mushrooms, sheep, pigs, get a chicken farm going as well. We'll get all my livestock in this area over here. It's going to continue to expand out. I'll level more. Alright, well I had to show one more thing. Tree farms are cool, but tell me that is not a cool tree farm. That looks pretty cool. Man, some big trees. Okay, now I'm gone. Alright, so some basics here for what we're trying to do. Obviously with something like this, if we set this off, depending on, oh, you got this there. Depending on the number of repeaters, it can give you the order of how you want them to go up. So I can set these to all go in order. Obviously, I'm going to be doing this in a much grander scale because I'm going to want there to be enough time for all the cows in one section. Because the way this is, if you haven't seen how Bathasay did his, and I'm kind of creating this as I go, but he has like troughs set up. So there's one group, and each one of these represents like some dispenser blocks. Yeah, line this actually up. Alright, so you've got like a group of cows in here, group of cows in here, group of cows over here. And what happens is the one in the front is going to lose power, so the block dispenser is going to swallow the piston, which will be inside. When a block dispenser is powered, it will actually power a piston that it puts out too, so it goes up too high, which will prevent the cows from jumping over. So when this one loses power first, it'll drop down. These cows will all move forward to here because it's going to be a water stream. And with enough time for them to all move forward, it will then receive power again. And at that time, this one will lose power. It'll swallow the pistons. The ones from here will move over to here. It'll get repowered. Pistons will go back up again. Over here, this one. And there's basically, I think there's 4 sections. Yeah, 4 sections because it's 5 minutes each section. That's another timer we'll have to come up with. But 5 minutes for each. They need to be in each section for 5 minutes for a total of 20. And by the time they get to the end, they will be fully grown. And when the last one, I should say the first one drops, it sends them into like a sawmill where they are butchered, and we get all their wonderful goodies. Alright, so we had to do a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of changes. The RS Norlatch I was using, I don't know why, but for some reason the torches with the setup and the way I was using it would start to fizzle out, and no matter what I did, if I put in a new torch, it would instantly fizzle. If I tore the whole thing down, put it back up, it would fizzle. If I turned it another direction, it would start to work again, but if it started to fizzle, it wouldn't work in that direction again. Like, it was something weird was happening, and I really can't have the entire system going down because of that. So the basic, easiest well, the simplest way to explain it, obviously, is this: input, output. So when this torch is lit, it's powering the redstone, which turns this torch off. Since this torch is off, there's nothing going into here. Now, if I were to power this block, it'll turn this torch off, which then allows this one to turn on. It feeds this block, so even after the button goes off, it's still getting unpowered. So that's your basic T flip-flop. And the cool part about going with this one is it allowed me to use a better timer. I don't have to go with all that crazy stuff anymore. So now what I've got going on here is we just widened it a little bit. So over here there was only, kitty corner, one block in between, so it was like having a 8-block square. I widened it up on this one so I could do a little bit more. So coming over here, when there's no power coming in, or I should say when this has been reset, this block has no power, so the torch is lit, and it's sending the power into this one to keep it off. It's also sending power over to this gearbox, turning it off so that my turntable isn't moving. As soon as we power this block here, and it's coming over here, this is going to be unpowered. When this is unpowered, this will become powered. The signal comes around here, and again, it will keep this unpowered, and it will also send power over here to power our pistons. But also, because this no longer is powered, our turntable will start to spin again. Every time it goes around, it's going to power our dispenser block, which has 2 half slabs and 1 full slab. The power coming off here, going over here, also comes up this way into this repeater, which is facing that repeater into this block. So when the full slab comes out of here, it will complete our circuit, which will power this block, which will then turn off the redstone torch here, which takes away power going over to here. And in addition, by having the power no longer on here, this redstone torch will again relit, which will come over here, and it'll turn off our gearbox, and we'll stop feeding our dispenser block, our block dispenser. So here it is in action. See, we still have them going up in order. Starts to spin. Got our half blocks going. Second half block the whole time these are powered. As soon as our full block comes out, turns the system off. There we go. No torches going crazy, and we're actually able to have a lot more control over the time, both with our turntable and with the number of half slabs we put in here. Alright, we're running into the exact same problem again. I have no idea why. There's nothing coming in here. If I kill the redstone, we're good, but then it wants to kill that one. So we're good to go here. And the way redstone works is if power comes into it, it should just turn it off, but not permanently off. See, I mean, it doesn't want to come back on. Like it's killing its ability to work in this position. Now, if I say, we'll use the same thing. and put it here. Now it works just fine. But over here, I have absolutely no idea what is causing that. You see, there's nothing underneath it. So the only it's all it's getting is from there. I really don't know what's going on. So all this cool ideas here, and the funny thing is I did a little more on watching Bathasays, and I'm probably just gonna go with his design because it honestly is less complicated. For once, I think I was in my attempt to do it on my own, I was actually going to end up doing it more complicated than he was, and I don't have to worry about all this timing that I'm doing, using the dispensers or nothing, none of that. So let's show kind of what it is that he did, and we'll use our setups over here to do that. Give me one sec while I set this up. I'll be right back. Alright, so here is the gist of how it works. The inverted signal, because we're using the redstone torch, so in the normal position the block dispensers are powered, so there's dispensing the piston, and since they're powered, they're actually powering the piston. Click the button, they swallow the piston. As soon as the button goes off, it goes back up. Not enough time. So what we then do is, instead of using a direct feed into there, we're going to use this. So it's following along these with the delays on it. When it gets to this block, it also powers the redstone, which is going to take it down. Once it gets to this point, that'll power it. That'll power it. As it goes all the way around, it will keep it powered. And while it's powered, of course, this will be the redstone torches will be unpowered, and it will swallow our pistons. When it gets to the end, the output then comes over here and starts again on the next one. So by one pulse, one push of the button, we'll hold this down for a while. When it gets to the full circuit, it'll repower, and that way we're not going to get the ones from over here into the next one. So it'll only let them through one at a time. And if I need to, I can always add one more set of blocks as far as timing to make sure they have enough time to get all the way through before it comes back up. So anyways, that is the plan. I'm going to do a little more tweaking. Maybe I'll go one more block just to see how much longer it will keep it up. Plus, I got to see how long it's going to take the cows to get from one to the next. Probably a little bit closer, but with the water feeding down, it should have most of the cows pushed up towards the front. So hopefully they'll go rather quickly. But anyway, I'll be back. All right. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do this starting about here, heading down that way, leaving us with some good passageway. I was kind of checking out, and I could probably fit it in between here and here, but I mean, that would be it, and we'd have to go through it to get to what's beyond over there, and I just think it's going to look cramped. So it's definitely narrower than it is long, so we'll start this way, heading that way. So I think what we'll end up doing is kind of setting up the framework on the ground. We need to figure out which end's going to have the saw, and that will end up being the top of it where it starts. So if we put the saw over here, the cows would start and the water would go down here and then back down that way. And I'd kind of prefer, I think, to keep all that over here, which means we'll have the cows starting up here, working their way down. It also means that our dispenser for the wheat and everything will be up on this end too. So we can try and we've already got a ton of automation and stuff going on up in there, so it wouldn't hurt to kind of move stuff over here. Let's see. So some of the other things, 8 cows. Well, 8 sets of breeders, so 16 cows. And then we're going to mirror that on the other side, so technically 32 cows. But it's only going to be 8 in each row. So it'll be a set of cows, 2 blocks in between, another set of cows, 2 blocks in between. So 24 blocks from the first cow to the space for the last, between the last one. And then we need a couple spaces from there to where the drop-off is to get them in the water path heading down towards the saws. And then the rest of it's just kind of filler. So I can probably start at about here, and then once I move these guys somewhere else, it'll allow me room to put my walls up and stuff. I'm not going to put walls until I've got the design completely pretty much taken care of. Then I can do the walls, and then I'll start setting up the fully automatic wheat farm that I don't have to deal with or like interfere with, because it needs to be able to put out 16 wheat every no, actually it would be 32 wheat every 5 minutes. So I need to make sure that it's producing at least 32 wheat to keep it going and not run out. That way it'll continue to produce cows the entire time. Alright, so here's kind of the outline, the basic. This is just going to be a floor space, room for stuff to happen underneath. Where the stone slabs here, each one of those is going to be a spot for a cow. They'll be on the front part of it with the glass block behind them and surrounded by glass pretty much. Then over here, we see we got 3 tiers, because each one of these tiers will be 8 blocks. So we'll have a water block at the top beginning of each one of these. It'll get them down to this point. When they drop down, there'll be a source or water block or source block placed here and here, which will run them down, and of course, until they come all the way down into the drop point, which the water will then push them this way. That one pushes them this way, and they're now on this path heading down. And this central spot here is where we're going to be having our pistons that we were working on in the test world with the gate. So there's going to be four pens, water pens with the pistons blocking them. 5 minutes each. So by the time they get to the end over here, they'll be fully grown. The saw will be here, and then their drops will come out, and we'll actually have all the drops end up into a obsidian pipe, so we can start sorting and setting the different pieces to different places. Yeah, looks like we'll have plenty of room here. I kind of cut a little bit more of this hill out. I'll probably go back later and maybe try to slant it or slope it, although with the wall coming up here, probably not going to make a big difference. So alright, so we're going to go with the sandstone, I think. I like how it looks. And I'm probably going to keep the snow, just as interesting. If I don't, maybe... I like the snow. I like to have some more contrasting. Each one of the cows will fit in this 1 block spot. It's going to have a breeding harness on. Once the cow's in here, I'll cap off the top here. That way he can't jump, and you don't have to watch him jumping over and over and over. That'll be in their nice little spot here. So this takes us all the way up again. And then of course we'll have our wheat dispenser sending wheat down one at a time. As it goes by, they'll eat it, go into breeding mode, pop out a calf, and they will then float down to the bottom, and voila. So that's 1 down. Go ahead, and I think I'm gonna do the second one. I still, actually, we're going to head over to my cow farm. We need to get a lot of leather to be able to make our breeding harnesses. I do have a bit right now, but we definitely need more, so I will meet you over there. Alright, here we are. Here's my my original house. It looks so horrible. But it was just something I threw up while I was, starting some hemp and just kind of figuring the game out. Already up there on the hill, you can see where my cabin is. You can't quite see the cabin, but it's up there. So here's my black sheep that I was growing for my floor. And here we have a bunch of cows. So we're just going to run through spamming our wheat. Get some babies growing. Alright. Oh, I didn't mean to kill the calf. Another one. Oh. Yeah, make sure there's nothing in front of me, because even though they don't look like you're targeting them, if they're between you and a cow, they're dying. Alright. Alright, well, I'm going to finish killing these, and then I'll meet you back up at the cabin. Alright, so we are back at the pottery area, because we need to deal with our leather. So let's see. Yeah. It'll be a little bit off, but that's alright. Put like half stacks in each one of these. And then I'll wait for this off camera, because it can be annoying waiting. All of the scoured leather is now complete. So let's see. Throw that in there and that in there, and that starts instantly. And that. And that. And then I'm just going to make 10 of these. There we go. Just to make it even. Go back and do the other ones. And whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want tallow. Okay, maybe we don't want this stoked. Alright, we'll try this again. Hopefully this time it works right. Yep, and definitely getting the right item now. Okay, well, I'll let this all cook up here. Whoa. And then once it's all done, we'll come back and we'll craft some suits. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and craft this. The pieces are crafted just like regular armor. So, actually, do 2 pieces at a time like this. Oops. So we can do the legs and the helmet, and then of course throw in the chest piece. And we have to do this for each one of these. And then after that we combine the 3 pieces to get the full breeding harness. I have to do that 32 times. I am going to need a lot more cows. So let's see exactly how much I need for this. So it's 1, 7, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's 20 per suit. Yeah, oops. 20 per suit. So for 10 of them, that'd be 200. For 30 of them, that would be 600. This is going to take me a while. Wow. Let's see, Okay, well, I guess I'm going to be busy for a while, so I might as well head back and start breeding me some more cows. Alright, so don't have enough to do the whole thing yet, but I have enough to at least get the one side done, so we can kind of start testing some things. So, got my cat with me. I might need to make him sit because he pushes me. I don't think that's a very good thing, and I probably shouldn't click on him with the breeding harness in my hand. He might actually put it on and sit there. Let's see. See if I can get one of you to come out and then shut it behind you. Oh, right. Wow. That actually worked out rather well. Alright, Mr. Cow. Let's see how easy this actually is. I'm going to go the furthest ones away to start off with, and then we'll work our way forward. So I need you in here, and then boom. Do I have any glass? I don't. Well, I bet you I have some over here from when I... Well, if I don't have it over here, I know for sure I have it downstairs. It's always one thing, isn't it? Did I? I did not. Got some wood, though. I'll meet you back over there. Alright, we're back. And besides forgetting glass, I forgot pressure plates. Or to put them down. Each one of these needs to have a pressure plate inside so that it keeps the water from flowing in. Hopefully I'm able to put one underneath him while he's standing there. I may have to actually kill him. I hope not, because I'd rather not lose a whole harness. That's a... Oh, he's jumping. That might be my saving grace. Ah ha ha! Sweet. Alright, now we just put in the glass, and you are done. Cool. Now I just got to do this 16 times here. Well, actually, I need more cows. I didn't bring over a full load. I just brought in a few. That way I could breed them, and I think I still have an even number now. So let's go ahead and breed our cows. And yep, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up, and then I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so got them all in here. I have 9 to go. I needed 16 more, I think, so only 7 more full suits, so only 140 more leather. Well, anyway, so these are them. They're all in their pens. Next step would be to get water going, and then throw some wheat down the side and make sure that they all breed like we want them to before we go any further. It'd be silly to waste any time if it doesn't work the way we want it to, so I need to step up there. So, alright, well, I'm going to get some water, and then we'll try this out. Alright, so our math was a little bit off. It's a little bit closer to there. If I were to drop it so the water dropped and continued on, then I would end up having the water go over the edge, which I don't want. I want the water to stop right at the edge, kind of prevent any messes underneath. So this is fine. Just means we'll have a little bit more room between there and here, or you know, maybe it'll just be more room inside the building. But anyway, with that done, I guess I probably the actual where the wheat's going to come down is going to end up also. You know, I may just have a dispenser right above here, but let's go ahead and we're just going to give this a try and see what happens. So, okay, get a little closer. Let's see. Alright. Want it to land in the water by them. Okay, there's one. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now we can follow it down, and the thing is at the end we want 8 calves, and so far looks good. As the wheat continues to go down, we also shouldn't have any extra wheat left over. It looks like there's only 4 left, and there's 4 cows. Oh no, I may have 1 extra. You guys aren't falling in the hole either. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, but we got 8 calves. Alright, so it works. Now it's just a matter of, well, repeating it on this side, so we'll build the rest, and then setting up the return trip down. So, alright. Alright, so we got the second side constructed. No cows in there yet. And over here is going to be where we have all of our return coming down. So this is where our pistons are going to be. So you'll be able to kind of go up top and look down and be able to see all the cows that are in each of the, you see, I almost call them dry docks. Or, well, not really dry docks, but yeah. Levees, docks. I don't think levees even is part of it, but Anyway, but hey, you can see it there. So now, what I need to do, there's one big cow in there. Alright, so then what we need to do is set it up so the animals dropping down here, stream diverting them over to here where they get swallowed up into this. So that is our next mission, as well as continuing to breed more cows, because I still need to have enough to fill up in here, and I'm just a couple short. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright, so here's how the system works. They drop down to here, source water block right here, so it's pushing over, and it ends up at this point, I believe. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I may have to go from here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we want it to start here and end over here. Each one of these is gonna have a source block at the base. Where the dirt is, that is where our block dispenser will be with a piston inside. So it's the piston will actually pop up and be at this level. So it'll be holding pen 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside this one, they'll mature to full adult. So when this one drops, they'll pop down, and we'll have saws basically right here to kill them. And then over this way, we'll send our leather and meat and all that kind of stuff will go over there for sorting. And of course, you'll be able to watch all this from up top. Alrighty. Now I just gotta make a trip over to the quarry because I need more sandstone. So, alright, I'll be back. Alright, so got both paths into here cut out. Got a small little step ladder to get me in and out for the moment. Next step is to finish up the walls in here, and then I'm gonna go get me some block dispensers, set those in, and then we'll go underneath and we'll start setting up the circuitry for this so we can test it out. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this up real fast, grab some dispenser blocks, and then we'll go ahead and set those up on camera. So I'll be right back. Alright, so went with the stone brick on the bottom, ran the sandstone for the rest of the way. This is going to be, well, at least the bottom 2 rows are going to be saws, so I can leave those where they are for now. Now I just need to get my block dispensers, put them in place, and I need to then kind of go underneath and start I guess the easiest way to do that would be, man, this thing's so fast. Dig down like this, because we're gonna be constructing our timing circuits underneath these, so might as well start digging it out while we're here and know exactly how large it's gonna be. Make it a little easier. Alright, I think before I go any further, I need to figure out what I'm going to use for my timing circuit, because I need to know how big it is, where it needs to be in conjunction with what I'm doing down here, so I can have it feeding in, because again, this area here is going to get the first signal, then it'll go in sequential order from there to there to there down to the bottom, and then at the very end it'll go up and trigger our dispensers to send the wheat down. So I'm going to go back into my creative world and I'm going to play around, and I'm going to see, I want to come up with something that's as close to 5 minutes as I can, and definitely going to be using the turntable and the block dispenser. So I'll be back when I got something. Alright, I won't turn around because there's more stuff done behind me than there was 2 seconds ago when I said I was going to go work on my timing circuit. As much as I really hate doing this, this episode altogether is going to come out to about an hour and a half, and that is just way too long. So I will be splitting this into 2 episodes. So we're basically come to the end of episode 20. I think that's what we're working on. And I will finish this with episode 21. So, hope you enjoyed me getting back into the building and some more BuildCraft and Better Than Wolves and putting this all together. I really enjoy these giant, large projects and how cool they kind of work out. And I know I could basically just um, do it all off camera, come back in and show you how it works and everything. But I think half the fun about watching these is to see how something's built. I mean, it's one thing to see this incredible structure. Not that I'm saying all my structures are incredible, but you know what I'm saying? Like when someone builds something really cool, it's one thing to see it and just be like, yeah, that's cool. And it's another to actually kind of watch how it happens. See the stumbling, see the mistakes, see how you have to on the fly readjust how we're going to do this. It definitely makes it a lot more fun. So, and I hope you guys think the same thing. If not, please let me know. I mean, I'd hate to think that I'm making all these great. Watch me mess up, and all you really wanted to see is the end. But anyway, like I said, that we're gonna call this the end of episode 20. Um, Again, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I will try and get episode 21 out shortly after. I don't want to wait too long because I've already recorded everything and have a large part of the editing done. So I'll try not to hold that for too long. But, yep. So once again, thank you for watching. My cats do thank you. And my dogs thank you. And I thank you. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.